If I fail, I might kill myself. I'm just kidding. But,
You ready?
depends on what you mean by ready.
How you feeling?
I think I'm feeling alright. If I fail, I might kill myself. I'm just kidding. But,
If you fail, you might be learning to get good at rollerblades.
yeah.
Alright, you got the insurance cards ready?
Trying. Alright, so how do you feel? I'm not feeling right now.
You're not feeling?
Just kidding.
You're numb?
No, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm feeling. I'm just like, if I fail, I think it'll be a bad day for me, which I just hope it doesn't affect me that much.
Yeah.
But I kind of think it will. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
All right. Side note, this car, this car does not have AC, but fortunately it's actually not that hot of a day today. Almost here. There's the courthouse. That's where gotta figure out where we're parking here. All right, here she goes. I'm like so nervous for her, but I think she'll do good. Well, I'm sitting here waiting for her. He said it would only be 10 minutes, but kind of nervous for her. I don't know. I kind of think she'll pass. The only thing sticking point might be the parallel parking. She should be almost done. I'm sitting here sipping coffee out of a to-go cup without Ben. It's kind of sad, but it's okay. Good coffee though. I think she'll pass because she has a handle on most of it, I think, at least enough. And she naturally just has confidence, which I know isn't always, but like I said, the parallel parking. But if you fail in that, would they fail you in everything? Guess we'll find out. She's all done. I'm seeing her smile a lot. Not sure what that means. Hope it's a good sign. Okay, so officially I haven't heard anything except for the guy said it was a close one, which I'm assuming means you barely passed.
I think so, yeah. At first I thought it was close as in like I almost passed, but
then he's talking about getting your picture, so.
No, but then I was like, I didn't fail, and he was like, no, you didn't fail. Oh my gosh.
Good job. So exciting.
It was the direction giving, because he was like, turn at this intersection and do turnabout, which I guess is the 3-point turn, like a code word or something. I was expecting 3-point turn, but so he wanted me to back into a street and then go out, but I didn't back into the street.
You just turned around.
I just turned around and did a 3-point turn like we practiced. So I didn't do the back end of the street, so I think the biggest thing I have to work on is like paying attention, basically, because I didn't pay attention to him saying that. So.
Yeah. Did you parallel park?
Yeah, that was really easy.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Our practice paid off.
I only had to parallel park behind a car.
What do you mean you had to back up into the street? I still don't even know what that means.
So like, there is a street and then there's a street going this way, and I was supposed to do this and then turn out, but I just kind of did this.
Oh, you didn't like...
Because this was a dead end street, yeah.
Oh, you didn't fully turn in.
I didn't fully turn into
out.
the street,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, got it. So we need to go find a parking spot and then go in, because I need to go in anyways to do my thing, and then we get to get your license.
Oh my gosh. I'm so... Never drive.
Alright, we're walking to the courthouse to get your license. Woo! Yeah, having a little celebration here.
You passed?
Yep. Apparently by the skin of my teeth, because
Yeah. The guy was like, she passed, but barely.
No, he was like, it was a close one. That's what he said to me too, which I thought he meant like I almost passed, but I didn't. And then he was like doing stuff, and I was like, wait, I didn't fail. And then he was like, no, you didn't fail. And I was like, ah.
Let me see. What did you not? What did you?
She looks like she's stoned.
My eyes are like half closed.
Did you do that on purpose?
How did it go, baby?
Well, I passed.
Now you can drive here. I don't know whether good or bad, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, that is just relief.
Yeah, it is. It's been on my mind
Of
for like
course.
3 years.
Yeah.
All the AT, all like, so, yeah, I've had my permit for a long time, so it's just like really nice to just not think about it anymore.
Yeah.
She said their standards must be pretty low.
Well, then you don't have much to worry about, do you? Ben and I are going on date night tonight.
We have a tough decision. I got this free Colossal Brownie Sundae coupon. Look at that right there. And there's $20 off if you spend $40. And look, it says can be used with free Colossal Brownie Sundae offer. The problem is I don't even know if I like Buca de Beppo.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but that Sunday looks pretty good.
Look at that.
The problem is I really like Cheesecake Factory, and we're going that direction too.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. We did pretty good. That was mostly me though.
I did my share.
Look at that. Da, 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 da. Here, put your mouth on it. It's like huge. That's ridiculous. 12 decadent chunks of freshly baked brownies layered with 6 scoops of vanilla and chocolate ice cream, topped with caramel and chocolate sauces, then buried in mounds of whipped cream.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, look at that. The whole bottom is full of like chocolate. Look at that.
I feel like I need to stop eating or I'm gonna hurt myself.
I can only chew on one half my mouth because of my tooth being removed. Bam. With Dove getting her driver's license today, it's really exciting, but we wanted to take a minute and just talk about our mindset as parents as to why she's 18 and just getting her license, because a lot of people, parents specifically, seem to encourage or push their kids to get it as soon as they're 16. And maybe it's not pushing, but they're like...
It's kind of like expected, maybe.
Yeah. And we were in like no rush at all. In fact, I was all for waiting really as long as possible. Okay, the first reason is that driving is really expensive. I think much more expensive than a lot of people realize. And a lot of people go into debt to support their driving habit, whether it's to get their first car or a nice car or to pay for all the gas or the insurance, or if they don't go into debt, they certainly have to like get a job.
Or maintenance of car.
Yeah,
too.
Just to kind of support this habit of getting around. One of the tricky things about cars is that a lot of the costs seem kind of like hidden, there are these big upfront costs, like buying the car, and then the monthly insurance just kind of goes away, and then you refill gas, and it's hard to decide if it's worth it. And once you start down the road of owning a car, it's very hard to like turn around and stop it, financially speaking. So I think the longer we kind of waited with our kids and let them experience life without that expense, in a way, like they're gonna have this expense probably for the rest of their life.
With transportation, we tend to gravitate towards what is the easiest option available to us. Our kids at this point, if they want to drive in a car, they have to ask me or Ben. And we're not always like, yeah, sure. So I don't know, we just don't like to be taxi cabs, but especially you, but I sometimes will drive them around. But there's actually a lot of other options available to them that they've had to explore just out of necessity.
Walking from Georgia to Maine.
Yeah, like walking 2,200 miles. Most of them have a bike, a working bike that they can use. And we are pretty fortunate, I think, to live in a city that you can walk to a lot of things. The grocery store, the library, some food joints. And once driving is on the table, I think a lot of those other modes of transportation are kind of going to go by the wayside, which is fine. It's also maybe not fine to me. I think they're going to have their whole rest of their life to drive. So if these last few years of teenager, they can just find other ways to get around, we feel like that would be pretty cool to have that opportunity.
Yeah, they've done Ubers and walking, and they've explored the city in a lot of ways. Yeah. But I think once you get a driver's license, it takes this extra motivation to not use the car.
Yeah, because on date night for Ben and I, we're forever disagreeing about biking. Well, I just don't like biking in the rain.
I'm like, there's downtown, it's 3 miles away.
But even not biking in the rain,
there's our awesome bikes.
I don't always usually want to bike.
And you're like, well, there's a car, why wouldn't we drive it?
I see how the benefits of it. So I see the resistance in myself, but if we didn't have a car, the resistance would be either stay home or bike. That's it.
Okay, the third and final reason is a little bit weird, but I actually think driving's like really dangerous. I feel like it's a pretty unnatural thing to go 60 miles per hour as a human.
In a huge metal of steel. Is that what you call it?
In a huge metal of
a huge metal. Huge thing of metal, and all these other huge things of metal are zipping past you as well, and if one of those collides.
Well, it's a unique position in human history where whenever you're in a car, you're like literally 1 second away from dying.
Yeah, because if you fall down on a bike, you know, the worst that's going to happen is maybe you break your leg or something. Or I guess you could split your head open unless you're wearing a helmet.
And
safety second official.
I guess accidents are of just like in a general nature, but I think car accidents are the third biggest killer in America. You have like heart disease, cancer, and then car accidents, which the first two seem like less optional. Like maybe they're tied to diet or something, but accidents, that's like 100%, like we're in control of that. I think at least a lot of the variables around it. For our kids, I think like younger kids getting in accidents, like I don't see driving as a right. I see it as a privilege. It's a very unique privilege that we need to be very careful about. So I was in like no rush at all to put our teenagers behind the wheel. Like I know for me, my only car accident was when I was 17, I think, or 18.
I just have to say, it's so funny to me, funny as in like, what? That you have to be 21 to have your first sip of alcohol, technically. You can be 16 behind
that's crazy.
Big thing of steel.
That is crazy.
And it's just like, yeah. It's just crazy.
Okay, so I'm super happy for Dove that she got her license, and I told her congratulations.
I felt good about her age, it would have been fine if she would have gotten it earlier too. But yeah, I feel good about where she's at.
But we have not pushed our kids, and we are not in the boat of like, oh, buy them a car and pay for their insurance to get them on the road as quickly as possible.
I think there's some people I've run into that actually see their kids as lazy if they don't get their license.
As if like every human should just be out there driving around.
Yeah.
I don't think that. We're still figuring out what to do about insurance. Like, we're gonna call and get a quote soon, but I don't think we're gonna be paying for, we might chip in, we might pay for none of it. But there's this other quote that Thoreau said about, imagine a kid that has to like forge his own knife. He's so much less likely to cut himself on it than the kid that just gets a fancy pen knife for his birthday. Like, when kids have to earn and pay for, especially something that's this expensive and like risky, I think they're more likely to treat it with respect, and that's the biggest thing I care about. Because
that's tied into what, if you get into an accident, your insurance goes up, right? Is that how that
Probably
works?
our insurance goes up, yeah.
Oh.
All right, what are your thoughts on this? I'm interested to hear, are there any other people like us that are like, it's crazy that 16-year-olds are driving, and like, what's the rush? And I understand that some people live in a town where driving means so much more than driving. It actually means the only way you can connect with people. Yeah. So for us, we actually chose this place because there is so much walking potential.
Yeah. Well, where we used to live in Seattle, you typically had to drive 15 or 20 minutes to get almost anywhere.
All right, that's it for tonight. How you feeling with that brownie?
I'm glad I stopped when I did. That was a good call.
When you stopped when you said you were gonna stop, or when you actually stopped?
Well, I probably should have stopped. I could have taken a lot more bites and I didn't, so.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. You saving room for the sundae?
Yeah. Check this
No,
out.
not yet. Oh, not yet.
Yeah.